Hey everyone, I wanted to talk to those of you who may feel stuck right now. Whether you feel stuck in your job, stuck in a toxic or stagnant relationship, stuck in an unhealthy body where you don't feel confident about yourself or fit enough to do everything you need and want to do in life, or if you're just feeling stuck mentally, like you haven't accomplished any of the things you really want out of life. Maybe you really wanted to be a homeowner. Maybe you really wanted to work for yourself and start your own business. Maybe you really wanted to get in the best shape of your life, or maybe you just really need to heal from something. Wherever you're feeling stuck, let's take this time to figure out a breakthrough. Technically speaking, getting unstuck typically involves the use of force in the opposite direction, meaning whatever's happened that's caused us to become stuck, whether it's something we allowed to happen or something we just weren't prepared or taught to manage, now is the time to learn to reprogram and change those choices, the lifestyle, the mindsets, the company we keep, the relationships we entertain, and the habits we have. Whatever we've been doing, we'll now need to change and do the opposite of that. For many of us, choosing comfort, being too risk-averse, or becoming dependent on anything outside of ourselves and God is often the perfect and most common recipe for becoming stuck in life. Wherever we've chosen comfort over doing what's right, over doing what gives us purpose, or doing what's best in alignment with God's will for our life, whether we've chosen the comfort of the wrong job, or a paycheck, or a person, or a bad habit, whatever it is that may give some degree of comfort, be it financial, physical, or even an optical benefit. What I mean by optical benefit is that, for example, many people choose to stay in relationships that offer them absolutely no support. In many cases, these relationships may even be counterproductive. I know women who've stayed in relationships with men who've been verbally, physically, or emotionally abusive, and not only did these men contribute nothing to the household financially, but they even gambled, wasted, or destroyed the resources and property she did have. I know women who've had their cars totaled by men. I know women who've had their entire savings accounts withdrawn and gambled away by men. I know people who are on antidepressants because of the turmoil their partner puts them under, but will slowly continue to allow their health, their lifespan, and their quality of life to repeatedly decline simply to say they have a partner. But some people, men and women, stay with these destructive partners for the optics because they wanted to maintain the illusion that they had a partner at home, that they were not alone. And this was keeping them stuck because by maintaining these optics, this illusion, you're actually blocking any possibility of a partner that truly suits you to be able to approach you. To get unstuck would involve force in the opposite direction. It's uncomfortable in the beginning, but you're incredibly better off in the long run. Furthermore, maintaining a toxic relationship simply to not appear alone is the only thing that really keeps a person alone. Once anyone in my circle finally admitted that their relationship was over and I saw they had room for me and others back in their life, we all came in to fill that void. Sunday brunch was back on and poppin', dinner parties and movie nights were back on the calendar, sleepovers and trips and long late night conversations resumed back in full effect. We can create room for better people in our life. Alternatively, getting unstuck can involve the use of something slippery to help us glide out from our current position. If we're stuck in our careers and desperately need change, we can gradually start to make room for the shift. But instead of using pliers to force change in the opposite direction, we can try an easier, often longer, but less abrupt and painful method to loosen the grip of stagnation over our lives. If we're trying to go into an entirely different industry, but we can't afford to quit, start reaching out to people in the industry you want to transition into and find out what it's going to take for you to make that move. It may involve lowering your living expenses to be able to take an entry-level job to work your way up. In the best circumstances, you may have the support of friends or family to help you during the transition. Getting unstuck is going to involve going in the opposite direction in all aspects of our life, including our health. If we want a different body, for example, we'll need a different lifestyle. We may have to cut down on the comfort food and lean toward a more Mediterranean diet 5 days out of the week. Whatever area of our lives we feel stuck in, believing in the capacity God gave us to change will make for an incredible guide to victory. Pray when you feel defeated. Pray when you feel lost. Pray when you need help. God will provide a way for you to tweak what you're doing so you don't quit what you're doing. God will provide a way for you to accomplish the change you need with what you have. God will be your confidant through this transition. And in the sweet words of Vicki Winans, He's a burden bearer. He's a heavy load sharer. He's a bridge over water. He's your doctor and your lawyer. He's a friend to the friendless. He's a mother to the motherless. He'll be bread when you're hungry. He'll be a comfort when you're lonely. As long as we've got King Jesus, we don't need nobody else. That's my message for the day, family. If you find my channel helpful, I hope you'll subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a message. Tapping the like button also helps me reach more people in need of this message. I post daily, so I'll be back on here soon. In the meantime, keep your heads up. Stay prayed up because prayer changes things. I love you all, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.